All right, so here I am, just a sip of coffee later. I have no bed to sleep in, so you don't want to go outside without any armor. So let's just keep going down here. And what I normally do, although I think I've changed it a little bit, what I normally do is dig down here to 20, and then go straight looking for iron. Here's some coal, which is good to have. That's right, what I normally do is dig down to 20. And then, after I have enough for the armor, I make the armor, and then I kind of go out and explore and look for a nice place to set up shop, to set up my house. I've been doing things a little bit differently lately, but let's just keep on playing here. And again, it's that decision-making process is kind of like just a breeze, not a wind blowing through, but just a breeze. And I'll do it this way, I'll do it that way. There's a little bit of variation to how I operate. Sure, people to play Minecraft, I don't like to always spawn new worlds. I like to keep the same worlds, and I don't like playing in 1.8.7. But again, that horse, to me, there's something. Even getting the horse was something. There was something wrong with even getting the horse. And so let's just keep on playing here. And looking for iron now, but also looking for coal. Maybe I'll come upon a. Well, I don't really want to go someplace where they're spawning. Monsters right now, like a spider spawn room, or one of those little where they have a little zombie child in a cage, where they might have a chest that has some food in it right now, like some loaves of bread or something. I don't really want to get involved with the monsters right now because I don't have any armor on. All right, that's 34 coal right there. That's a pretty good. Here's 35. That's a pretty good find right here for the coal. Again, when you play the game you play it enough, you realize there's no real hurry at the beginning to collect coal, because there's a trillion. There's coal every place, and that's something that experience. You play the game enough, well, there's no hurry to actually amassing anything, because the resources. I'm not sure if this game is infinite or not. I'm not sure if the world goes on infinite. I kind of feel like if you go out, 16. Where am I now? I'm at 36. If you go out like 16 million blocks, or 36 million, like, I feel like this world might have an end. You'd think it has to. I think that it's like the universe in a way. Is the universe finite? The universe that we all live in? I think that it has to be. I think that it has to be finite, because it's physical. Anything that's physical, and again, I should have been a philosopher, right? Anything that's physical has to be finite, right? Am I right in that? How could something that's infinite, and I'm looking primarily for iron, how could something that's physical be infinite? I don't think that it can be. So I think certainly you can have an infinite sequence of numbers. That's far out type stuff. I don't have a degree in mathematics. I passed the CPA exam, by the way. I was an accountant. Passed the CPA exam back in 1999. I've got a little bit of number crunching inside of me. It's just one of those. An infinite sequence of numbers. Well, yeah, that's pretty easy to figure out. Infinity, by the way, is difficult. No one can actually comprehend it. Pi, of course, being here's a sequence of numbers that never ends. Here's a sequence of numbers that never repeats, can't predict it, and it never ends. But anything that's physical. So we're down to 23 here. 22. 22. So anyway, keep on going here. And again, just primarily, I want to look for armor. I want armor right now. And if I stay on 20, there's less. That's right. You don't really run into the lava pools that you encounter when you get down to where I normally mine is on 11. 11 is the perfect level in this game because it's kind of lava sea level. It's kind of the level at which all of the lava pools, they're not lava lakes, but they're lava pools, that's the level that they're on. Some are at 10. Every now and then you find one that's at 12. It's just that's 11 is the right level on which to mine when you're playing this game. Okay, so now I'm down at 20. And a bunch of coal right there. And I'll just... Alright, so my hunger meter... I've been doing this for 522 here, 5 the time. Okay, so I'm able to mine. I mine 3. And this is how I mine. And normally what I do, although it's usually when I actually mine in my home, it's on 11. But just, you get 5 blocks down the middle, 5 blocks up top, 5 blocks at foot level, and put up a torch. And if you just keep going straight, I should run into something. There'll be iron, coal, although on 20 I won't find any diamonds. Occasionally I think that gold can spawn this high, and maybe redstone also. But as far as just finding the iron, and again I gotta watch my food level here because I don't have any food. I think what I'll do is, again, I've never died of starvation in this game. I don't think that I have. You always find something to eat. You can even eat rotten flesh. It'll give you a temporary fix. But rotten flesh will give you a temporary fix, although it makes you sick also. But as far as food, gotta start thinking. I don't want to go too far here because the food meter doesn't really go down that fast. So let's just play it by ear here. Living on the edge, right? Living on the edge. It's a cool, rainy day here on the lake. There were some ducks out there this morning, swimming around, playing around in the water. Cool and drizzly, perfect duck weather. They also let duck hunting take place on the lake also during the fall and into the early winter. Duck might be yummy, right? I've had duck, I think, at some point, like a long time ago. Not a very popular cuisine. It'd be very different if you had to go out and actually kill your dinner. Right then, maybe eating meat. Like, all right, well, you killed your own cow. You skinned it. You gutted it. You actually saw the blood. You got to look at the expression on its face when you were doing it. Like, all right, we'll eat your food. Going to the store is a very different thing. So let's just put a chest here. Just to get started. I'm going to go up for some air here. It's 8:08 into the recording here. It's 12:02 p.m. on Sunday, taxes are due. April 15th. I think this was the day, April 15th. I don't know the year, back in 1907, 1912. I think the Titanic went down on April 15th. I'm pretty sure. I look for messages in world events and things like that. 9/11 being pretty obvious. But I think that the Titanic went down on April 15th. And, by the way, Mount Everest and the K2, I think are in Nepal. I think the name of the country is, I think they're both in Nepal. Oh, they're Endermen. Okay, so right away. That's right. That's right. Without any armor, you don't want to get close to an Enderman. All right. This guy will mess around. So let's just see again. Want to kill cow. I don't really want to eat rotten flesh either, but I'll collect that. But that's right, the rotten flesh in this game. That's right. I call the zombies. That's right. This dirty, stinking, rotten flesh bags or something like that. That's right. Rotten flesh bags. That's right. That's all I give you. That's right. Let's see here. Do I see any red mushrooms? Again, I don't want to get way out of my territory here. Just want to look for some red mushrooms. Although I'll collect brown ones too. And if I can get started without killing anything, I feel better. If I can get started if you play the game long enough, well then it's just something to do. And arrows. And arrows, by the way. I guess I could eat pumpkin pie. I'm not quite sure how to craft pumpkin pie. But let me take a pumpkin here. Well, I don't like to have pie before dinner. Now, I don't see any red mushrooms. Do you see any? No, I don't see any red. No one sees any red mushrooms here. So that's the trick, right? They give you lots of brown mushrooms in the game, but the red ones are hard to find. It's like a 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 30 to 1 ratio of brown to red mushrooms. Let's see if there's anything food related over here. I think where I want to go back is there. That's right, because there are cows. I could milk a cow, and I've got some sugar cane, so I could make some pumpkin pie. I'm not quite sure how to craft pumpkin pie. Plenty of rabbits. Rabbit could be another thing. I'm not sure I've ever had rabbit in real life, but a rabbit could be another thing that might be kind of yummy, right? Again, now I'm looking for food. I'm down to two food things. Okay, there could also be mushrooms, I think, up in these hills. So let's see. There's the torch. That's right. There's the torch over there. And again, I use the coordinate system, but I try not to. I prefer to kind of wander around without using the coordinate system. And I'm not even quite sure what my coordinates are right now. And I also don't like to leave torches every place. I used to leave torches every place as a trail, but now I kind of don't like to leave torches around. I like to just leave the landscape the way that it is. Maybe too much so. I can go out into a desert. I can go out into the desert and wander around for quite some time looking for a block of sand. Because, well, I don't want to mess up the way the desert looks. I can go around and, oh, I can't use this gravel because, well, that's the way the ground is supposed to look. And if I mess that up, then the whole world is. So I go a little bit crazy sometimes with this stuff. Lots of cows. All right, there's tons of beef. Tons of beef out there. But I'd rather find some mushrooms. And sometimes I think mushrooms will spawn up here, but I don't see any offhand. All right, I got 10 things of iron with me. That's right. And I don't have any armor on. And I don't want to use. I'm gonna have to have some food soon. So let's see what happens when I eat the rotten flesh. Sometimes I think you get sick. It gives you the nutritional value, but look, see, now I got some bubbles in front of my head. And all right, well, there's sheep. If I kill a sheep, I get food and a bed. There's a chicken. All right, so here's what actually. That's right. See, the rotten flesh gives you some. It gives you nutritional value. All right. Oh man, this recording is really 13 minutes here. How did this happen? All right, hold on.